By this time, USA, why? Oh, hello. My name is Carla Boss. The only boss. Wait, one is. People, when you see me like that, it's all about good news. Why? Because Taptap Send is making life so easy and convenient for everybody. So, are you ready for the good news? Hello, come and tell us. Okay, thank you. So, Taptap Send brings to you the double referral bonus, which runs from now to the end of October. Now, all you need to do is to tell your friends, your family, your loved ones who live in the USA to use your referral code when sending money with Taptap Send. And they get an instant $10 free. Wait, and you that you are using your referral code, you are going to get double your referral bonus. Initially, if you're in the Europe, you're supposed to get what, €5 for your referral bonus, but now it's a double promotion, so you're going to get €10 instantly. In Canada, it's also double, so that means 10 Canadian dollars. And if you're in the UK, as usual, you're supposed to get what, £5 for your referral bonus, but now it's double. So you're going to get what, £10 just for you. Let the people in the USA know what's going on with Taptap Send. Let them use your referral code and they are going to get money, and you're also going to get money. Oh, but get to know that this promotion is only targeted for USA. So meaning, if you refer someone who lives outside USA, you won't receive any bonus. But also, if you are living in the USA, you can also participate in this promo by referring people within USA to use your referral code, which you can find on the app right here. With Taptap Send double referral bonus promo. It's a win-win affair. Download Taptap Send now on Google Play and App Store. Taptap Send. It's secure, convenient, easy, and fast.
Let's talk about how to school and work and live in the US.
So normally, if you want to come to school in the US, you have to apply for the most common type of visa to apply for is the F1 visa. Again, that's a non-immigrant type of visa, and the purpose is that you're coming to pursue a full course of study. Okay, so in order to be eligible for an F1 visa, there are 4 things that you have to demonstrate to the US consular officer who's going to be interviewing you in order to grant you this F1 visa. So the first thing is that you have to have an acceptance from a school, a service approved school, a school that can actually issue you something known as an I-20. Then secondly, you have to be trying to come into the US to pursue a full course of study. Thirdly, you should be able to demonstrate that you have the financial resources to accommodate your lifestyle, your study time here in the US. And then fourthly, you have the intention of the present intention of leaving the US at the end of your studies. So these are the 4 things you have to demonstrate. And what I tell people is that when you are applying for an F1 visa, there are a number of things you have to be aware of. Let me mention this. When you apply for non-immigrant visas to the US, once the application is denied, there's no appeal process. It's end of the story for you. Unlike other countries like UK, it's not a country, but UK, Canada, Australia, Germany, France, all these, Netherlands, all these embassies, they have appeal processes. So when they deny you a visa, you can appeal. When it comes to the US embassy, once your visa is denied, there is no appeal process. Sorry.
Why no appeal process?
It's just part of the Immigration and Nationality Act. That's, US immigration laws have stipulated that there's no recourse for you once your non-immigrant visa is denied. Because there's also the principle of BBFN or consular absolutism or consular non-reviewability. So the consular officer you see in front of you is very powerful. Once he makes up his mind that you are denied, there's not much you can do. Well, there's another avenue normally when they make the decision and you want to challenge it, so a consular officer will make a decision based on two grounds, either based on law or number two, based on fact. When he makes the decision based on fact, you cannot appeal the process. If he makes the decision based on law, and there's a misinterpretation or there's a misapplication of US immigration laws, then we can actually challenge that decision, even though it's a non-immigrant visa, through a process known as the legal net. But we won't go there. But so when we say law and fact, the distinction is, for example, if you're coming to the US, let's say to study, and then the consular officer denies your F1 visa application based on the fact that he looks at you and then he thinks that, well, this guy, when he goes to America, he's not coming back. He's made the decision based on fact, based on your demeanor, based on your responses, based on your credibility, based on what he perceives to be the truth. And so how can somebody who is sitting somewhere now re-adjudicate what that consular officer saw? He wasn't there. You and I were not there. The consular officer saw what he saw and made that decision. So that decision is not reviewable. But when it's based on law, maybe he's misinterpreted that, okay, this person has an I-20, but you've denied him, stating that his I-20 is not valid. Let's say when the I-20 is valid, then you can challenge it. Okay, so that's just a distinction between law and fact. Did I answer the question?
Yeah, so does it mean that if the counselor doesn't have a good day or bad day, you just deny you, Charlie? Maybe his wife has stressed him out or something. He's annoyed or something. Just say, Charlie, I'm sorry, I can't give you visa.
Yes, I mean that's a possibility, because a lot of these decision makers, for example, a judge or a consular officer or an adjudicating officer, they are human beings, first of all, before they are adjudicators. So sometimes, their human experiences and feelings can get in the way of these decisions that they are issuing on visa applications. But normally, the decision of a consular officer must be grounded in law. Okay, so before you decide on a visa application, this cannot be arbitrary. You have to base that decision on law, on something articulable in the law that, okay, based on so and so, because they have supervisors who review and make sure. You see, because of the doctrine of non-reviewability, consular non-reviewability, they want to make sure that people are not just being denied unfairly. Okay. So when the consular officer denies you, he will normally say, okay, I'm denying you according to section 214B of the Immigration Nationality Act, which shows that you were not able to prove that you do not have immigrant intent. One other thing I'll add is that, so when it comes to US immigration, non-immigrant visas, the presumption, the starting or the underlying presumption is that every applicant is an intending immigrant until he demonstrates otherwise. You see, normally when you come to criminal law, the presumption is that an accused is innocent until proven guilty. When it comes to US immigration law, it's the reverse. Everybody is a suspect. If you are trying to come on a visitor's visa or a student visa, you're a suspect. You are an intending immigrant. So now the burden is on you, the applicant, to demonstrate and to show cause that I am not an intending immigrant through your documentary evidence, through your oral evidence, through your, the engagement with between you and the officer. So you have to demonstrate that you actually qualify for it. And if he doesn't believe you qualify, he'll give a reason and then tell you why he is denying your application.
Talking about the school, so that doesn't mean I have to pay all my fees, pay everything, whatever, or pay half of the fees. I have to show my statement. What do I have to prove?
Yeah, so with the schooling, I guess it depends on each school. It just really depends on the type of school you are going to. Maybe a school will say, okay, maybe you should have paid first semester. I don't know. You should have paid a certain part. I believe that depends on the school, how much tuition you should have covered. And yes, in addition to showing that you've been accepted and you have the funds to cover, the officer is going to be checking, okay, where you're going to be living let's say your school is based in a state where there's high, there's a high cost of living. You should be able to account for, let's say, the 9-month period for your master's program. How are you going to eat? How are you going to live? Who's going to fund that money? Because the point is that if you are an F1 student, they don't want you coming here under the guise of being a student and then leaving school and then competing with the labor market for work. Otherwise, everybody from Ghana and Nigeria, they'll come and they'll displace all the US workers. They don't want that. So they want you to be a bona fide student. Okay, so in order to do that, you have to have the bank statement to back the fact that you are saying you are going to be pursuing a full course of study. And one other thing is that if you're trying to come to the US to study, you have to put a lot of thought to what you are doing. How does the course of study connect with what you are currently doing, or what you have been doing, or what you intend to do in the future? What have you done within your community that demonstrates that you have commitment to the course of study you are going to pursue? So if, for example, you're somebody who says, I'm so passionate about teaching, like I love to teach, I want to teach little children, and maybe I want to teach them how to speak literature or how to speak English. You've been doing a lot of things in line with that. Maybe you are even in, you're a Sunday school teacher. You've organized reading programs. You have a small community where, you have 10 children and you guys exchange books. You read to them. You have all these things documented. And then you find a school in, let's say, New York that actually runs a literature program. And you're like, wow, this is my dream. You apply to the school, they give you admission. You should be able to do a personal statement and to be able to convince the consular officer that what you have been doing in Ghana or within your community is in line with what you intend to do. That's one of the very crucial tricks to getting an F1, because you can't just get up and then pick any course which is very disconnected from what you are doing. You are working in parliament, and then maybe you just, okay, well, I'm also going to do geography or climate studies. And you don't seem to have a commitment to what you are doing, or you don't have any plans for the future. Like, what are you going to use that for? Most of the time, the consular officer will not believe that you're a bona fide student, so you have to show some level of...
Okay. I got you now. Let's go to my next topic. How can my relatives file for me to come and live in the US?
Okay. So yeah, one of the very common ways of getting an immigrant visa, as you guys know, is through the family petition. And US immigration laws have actually defined qualifying relationships that will allow a petitioner to file for their family members. Okay. So in order to file any type of immigration application for your family member under the immigrant visa category, number one, you yourself, you have to have standing. DJ Nyame, I'm sure you agree with me that if you are undocumented in the US, you don't have standing, or you don't have a right to go and bring your family members.
It's true, yeah.
So first of all, you have to have standing here. You have to have, you have to have some sort of immigration status yourself. And the only type of people that are allowed to bring other people to join them in the US are US citizens and lawful permanent residents. So if you're a Ghanaian or you're a Nigerian or wherever you're from, you can become a naturalized US citizen. And then by so doing, you now qualify to bring your family members. And again, the fact that you're a US citizen doesn't mean you can now go and bring all the people from your village. From Kwewu, I'm now a US citizen, I can bring all of you. No. They want to regulate again the type of people you should bring. You also cannot bring people like your cousins, your grandfather, your uncle. No. So there's defined relationships by law. So for example, you can bring your mother, your father, your child under 21 years old. These three types of people are categorized as the immediate relative category. Those people, there's always a visa available for them. There's no wait time technically. And then we have the preference immigrant category. If you are a US citizen or a green card holder, you can bring your married children. You can bring your unmarried children above 21, older, of course, older than 21 years old. You can bring your siblings, your brothers and your sisters. Okay. If you're a green card holder, that's a lawful permanent resident, you can only bring two categories of people. You can bring your spouse, that's your husband or your wife, and you can bring your unmarried children only. So unmarried, they can be over 21, under 21. If you're a green card holder here in the US and you have a daughter in Ghana and she is married, you cannot file for her. So, in order to be able to petition for your family, you need to make sure that, number one, you have standing, and then number two, you have a qualifying relationship as defined by statute for the beneficiary you are petitioning for. So the people you are going to be bringing are known as beneficiaries, and then you, the one filing the petition, you are known as the petitioner.
Great. So let's say maybe my father wants to bring me to the US. Me, I'm in Ghana. What do I need to provide? Do I need to provide bank statements and all that? Or he's going to do everything? I don't need all those documents.
Okay. So let's say your father, is he a green card, is he a US citizen or
US citizen?
US citizen. Okay. And then are you married or you are not?
Okay, I'm not married.
You're not married and you are in Ghana.
Yeah, I'm in Ghana.
Okay. So first of all, if a US citizen is filing for his family member who is based abroad, it's a two-part process. The first part of the process is known as the petition, the family petition. So that first part of the process will be establishing two things, as I mentioned: the petitioner's eligibility to file that application, and number two, the petitioner's relationship to the beneficiary. Those have to be defined first of all before the conversation continues. So that's the first part of the process. That first part of the process is filed to USCIS, United States Citizenship and Immigration Services. That's a federal agency that is responsible for adjudicating affirmative applications within the US. Once that first petition is approved, the USCIS will forward the approval to NVC, that's National Visa Center. The NVC will then, contact the beneficiary, you who's in Ghana, and tell you that, hey, a petition has been approved on your behalf. Start filling out your forms, start gathering your documents. So what you're going to be needing would be, they'll tell you to do a police certificate. They'll tell you to go do medicals. They'll tell you fill out the DS-260. And then in addition to that, your father is going to have to submit something known as an affidavit of support. An affidavit of support, he's going to be using his tax returns. So this is a caveat. If you're in the US, you should be paying taxes if you want to file for your family member, right? It's a warning. I mean, if you don't file your taxes, it's difficult to file for someone else, unless of course you get a joint sponsor. But normally, everybody who's petitioning for their family member should be able to sponsor that family member. What this means is that you, the petitioner, you should be making 125% above the federal poverty guideline in the US for your household size. The point is that they don't want you, if you yourself, who's a petitioner, you are collecting government benefits, food stamps, abaye mami sika, give me, help me. Every month, the government is paying you because you don't have a job. What business do you have going to bring more people who will be burdened on the US taxpayer? So each petitioner has to be able to vouch that I'm going to sponsor this person and I have the money and the funds to be able to be financially responsible for them once they immigrate to the US. So they'll file an affidavit of support. We'll need their tax returns, most recent year tax returns. And then, pretty much that's the general overview of the type of things you'll need. And then once the NVC has all your documents, then they'll state that you're documentarily qualified. The beneficiary will be documentarily qualified. Then the beneficiary who's in Ghana will now go to the US Embassy once he's scheduled for an interview, meets the consular officer, answer some questions. Then he's given an immigrant visa. The immigrant visa will be in his passport. They don't give out green cards outside the US. So if you're in Ghana, you get a green card, you don't get a green card. You get the visa, you come in, and then the green card will be mailed to your US address. Now, bear in mind that if you were here in the US, the process is different. So this is for people who are based abroad, for beneficiaries based abroad.
Oh, okay. So I don't need to provide anything. They just send me, I'll do all those tests and all those things. I don't need to provide any bank statement, nothing.
No. You don't need to provide the bank statements, no.
Oh, okay. That's it. Let's move on to my next question. Let's talk about the visitor's visa.
Okay, yeah.
Running errands in Ghana? Don't worry anymore. Sumafo is a mobile app that enables you to run errands in Ghana in a safe, affordable, and fast way. Our services are caring and assistance services. We'll visit your elderly relatives and connect them to needed health care. Errand services will buy and send groceries, birthday cakes, supplies to homes, offices, and schools. Confirmation services will provide third-party confirmation video for contractors' work, and personal representation services will represent you at functions such as funerals and marriages. Download the Sumafo app on Google and iOS stores and enjoy the convenience of running errands in Ghana at your fingertips. Sumafo, send your love home.
Welcome to Second Generation IT Group. Hello, my name is Ferdinand Asamoah, Director of Second Generation IT Group. We've been in business for the past 5 years, and we have a lot of clients who have come through the school and they're doing pretty well. We offer 18 weeks of cyber course, which runs for every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And people ask, why Second Generation IT Group? Yeah, we offer different courses in cyber. Cyber is kind of big, so we offer risk management, we offer FISCOM, we offer cloud computing, we offer pen testing, and we also offer Splunk. Courses are offered virtually. It doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can just join the course without any. It's very convenient for everybody. You can reach us on our social media. You can reach us on Facebook, you can reach us on Instagram, and you can also reach us on our website, which is secondgenerationitgroup.llc.com, the company that provides beyond excellence.